Hello everyone, this is Paul, and today I am going to explain you the first topic of the final term. It is the passive voice. Alright, I prepared this presentation for you. I hope you like it. So that's supposed to be me saying hi. Say hi, Paul. That's it. Oops, sorry. So, the passive voice. What is the passive voice? And when do we use it? That's a good question. So, the passive voice is used when we want to emphasize the action, that is the verb, and the object of a sentence rather than the subject. This means that the subject is either less important than the action itself or that we don't know who or what the subject is. So, the passive voice is going to be affected by the tense, okay? So, in this case, I am going to explain the present continuous in the passive voice, okay? So, in order for us to make a passive sentence, we need to have an active sentence. An active sentence is a regular sentence, okay? It has a subject, a verb, ing, verb, and an object. Remember, this is present continuous. Subject, verb to be, ing form of the verb, and the object. Companies are recruiting workers. This is an active sentence. So the passive sentence of these is workers are being recruited by companies. So what happened? This is the formula. So the object of the active sentence becomes the subject in the passive sentence. Okay? Then we put the verb to be. Workers are, here's the formula. I'm just following it. Being recruited. This is the past participle form of the verb. Recruited is a passive. It's the past participle form of this verb right here. Okay. By indicates who or what did the thing. In this case, it was the companies. The companies used to be the subject. Yes. In the active sentence, not anymore. The subject is the workers. Anyway, I'm going to give you a bunch of examples to explain this a little better. So, schools are making internet access available. As usual, we identify the object of the active sentence, which is this one. This is the object that will become the subject in the passive sentence. Internet access is being made, which is the past participle of this verb, made, available by what? By schools. Okay? The next example is the government. Once again, this is the active sentence. The government is, this is the subject, is not, it is the verb to be, protecting, the verb in ing, the economy, and this is the object. Okay, remember, this is present continuous, and this is my active sentence. So what happens in my passive sentence here? In my passive sentence, what happens is pretty easy. This object becomes the subject in my passive sentence. And then I'll just follow the formula. The economy is not being, we always put being right after the verb to be in the passive sentence, okay? Protected, which is the past participle version of this verb right here, protected, by the part of the sentence that indicates what or who did the thing. In this case, it was the government. Number 3, they are providing free medicine. Okay, who's they? We don't know and we don't care, but this is the subject. However, this is the object of my active sentence. As always, my object becomes the subject in the passive sentence. Then I put the verb to be is. Being, we always put being like this and this go together, always, okay? In the passive sentence. Provided, this is the version of this verb, but in past participle. Provided by the thing that indicates who or what did the thing. In this case, it says by them. To be honest, we don't really need this. It could easily be just free medicine is being provided, and that's it. By them. By them, who's them anyway? Not always is necessary to put by something, okay? Now, the present perfect is obviously different than the present continuous, and this is how we make a present perfect sentence. All right? This is the active sentence. So companies have, which is an auxiliary, okay, laid off a lot of people, okay. Companies, subject, have, auxiliary, laid off, verb in past participle. It's right here, there's a formula, and then the object, a lot of people. As always, the object of the active sentence becomes the subject in the passive sentence. A lot of people. Have is the it is the auxiliary. Then being, remember, being is not the same as being. There's something different, and that is only for present continuous. Okay, being is not the same as being. Okay, be careful. So a lot of people, the object, becomes the subject. A lot of people have the auxiliary with the being, laid off, which is the same past participle form of the verb, laid off, by the thing, the thing that indicates who or what did the thing. In this case, it was companies. All right, companies have laid off a lot of people. Active sentence. Object, a lot of people, becomes my subject here. Then the auxiliary plus the being, and then the past participle form of the verb, which is pretty much the same because this is present perfect anyways. It is in past participle from the start, so there's no change there. And this is the formula. Just follow the formula and that's it. Okay? I want to show you some examples. They haven't solved the traffic problem. Remember, this is the active sentence. They, subject, haven't, auxiliary, solved, the verb in past participle, and the traffic problem, which is the object. So my object in the active sentence becomes my subject in the passive sentence. Then I just put hasn't. The reason I don't put haven't and I haven't and I put hasn't is very simple. They is a plural, so the auxiliary needs to be have. However, the traffic problem is not a plural. It is a third person. In other words, it's a thing. A traffic problem. The traffic problem is a thing. So hasn't. Okay. Remember, have is only for plural or for I, all right, or for you, or for they, but not for he, she, it. It, the traffic problem is a thing. Hasn't been. It always goes together. Solved. It's the same verb. It's in past participle. Solved by them. We could easily just put the traffic problem hasn't been solved. We don't really need by them in this case because who's them anyway? We don't know, we don't care. Next example. The company has hired new employees. As always, this is the active sentence. This is my original subject. Then the auxiliary, the company is a thing, so we put has, hired, the verb in past participle, new employees, this is the object. And remember, this is my active sentence. In my passive sentence, we put new employees, that is my new subject. It used to be my object, not anymore. In my passive sentence, the object is the subject. Have, because new employees is a plural. Have been, this and this always go together. Have been, that's it. Hired, it is the same verb because this is in past participle, okay? There's no change there. And by, the thing that indicates who or what did the thing. In this case, is the company, okay? We just put it there. Number 3, the virus. The virus has affected millions of people. So the virus is the subject. And remember, this is my active sentence. And this is present perfect. So the virus, subject, has, auxiliary, affected, the verb, the main verb, and past participle, millions of people, this is the object. So I identify the object, which is like the main thing that you have to do whenever you want to change an active sentence to a passive one, like this, is I identify the object. So the object is millions of people. So I put it here, it's my new subject. Have is my auxiliary. Remember, have because this is plural, not a thing. This is not a third person. This is a plural, so it needs to have, not has. So millions of people, object. Well, it used to be the object, not anymore. Now it's my subject. in the passive sentence. Have been, these always go together, have and been, always in the passive. Affected, it's the same verb as in the active, but this is the passive, it's the same. It doesn't change. It's the past participle by the thing that indicates who or what did the thing. In this case, it was the virus. And well, that's pretty much it. If you have any questions, remember that I will have a live streaming, obviously, on the hour that we always have our class, like the regular hour. All right, I'm gonna be there for 50 minutes. I'm gonna put the link to my streaming on YouTube, by the way, in Moodle, so you can check it. I will also put an activity related to this grammar explanation, so you can complete it. Remember, this term is gonna be completely different. No exam, no project, only activities. So it is in your best interest to complete all the activities that I put there. Okay? If you have any questions, please let me know in the streaming. Thank you very much and have a nice day.